Okay, today I'm going to show you what technique problems some people have when they are doing their rowing, whether it be a one-arm row, a chin-up, pull-up, a TRX row, pull-down, whatever. What tends to go wrong with the shoulder blade and the arm synchronization mechanics. And I'm also going to go through 4 exercises to show you how you get those mechanics right in each individual one. Firstly, let's look at what does go wrong. Let's have a look at a row for an example. So a one-arm row, say with a band, what people tend to do when they get it wrong is they think about pulling with the arm first, okay? So the movement happens at sort of the hand and the elbow, and then the shoulder blade sort of movement happens second. Now that happens with a row, it can happen with a pull down, but the biggest issue is the arm moving before the shoulder blade. What you need to work on is the shoulder blade working before the arm. So the movement actually has to happen at the shoulder first, or the shoulder blade moving back to retraction first, then the arm. Second thing they tend to do is use their upper trap too much when they pull. Now this can be maybe because they've not got enough serratus or they've got an injury there, and the upper trap is very dominant, so the brain goes and uses that, all right? So when they pull, they elevate their shoulder as well. So some might pull with the arm first and then pull back with the shoulder. Others might pull with their shoulder first, but let it rise up. We're gonna fix those 2 things in all 4 exercises next. So let's start off with the one-arm row. So if I'm using a band, now this could be a cable, could be a band, it doesn't matter. What I want to aim for is when I pull, is thinking about keeping the elbow straight first up. Okay, so I think don't bend your elbow when I pull my shoulder back into retraction. So because I'm doing a one-arm row that's sort of horizontal, this is an easy way of trying to keep your shoulder down. So the 2 things we don't aim for is, can you move the shoulder back first? Right, and make sure it doesn't come up when it comes back. So if I'm pulling here in a straight line, I want to keep my elbow straight and retract my shoulder blade all the way back as far as I can, okay, without bending my elbow and without twisting my body. When I pull back, I want to keep my shoulder in line. So I do not want to come up. I want to keep my shoulder away from my ear. So as I pull backwards, it doesn't come up. Then I know I'm using my rhomboids and be a bit more lower trap than upper trap to do the movement. Then when I pull through, I bend my elbow to pull through, but I'm still using lats and I'm still using my rhomboids to pull through as well. So from this point here, when I pull through, I want to keep thinking about pulling back. And this is where you've really got to try and not let it go up like that. If you've got a very upper dominant trap and you keep pulling back, it's going to start rising even then. So the method is get it back, pull down, think about keeping your shoulder down, and keep pulling your shoulder blade back as you pull your hand back. Now the trick is when you return, is keep the shoulder blade back and return the hand, and then let the shoulder blade go all the way forward, okay? So even though you might have kept it back and down, the 2 things, right, and then pull back, you still got to then reverse that out. You sort of got to keep it back when the hand goes forward and then return the shoulder. What you don't want to do is when you come back is let it pop forward. So that's your first one. Second exercise, let's do that with a pull down. Now this could be a cable, it could be a power band like this, strapped over something. Now you're going to do the same idea where you've got to pull back and you've got to keep it down. When you're going on a pull down, and maybe say you're going on an angle like that, the rules are sort of the same. Okay, before we had it horizontal, okay, and we pulled the shoulder blade back horizontal and didn't let it go up. Now what we're going to do, you can see that line of pull now. Okay, so I want to start from the anchor point through my hand, through to my shoulder. I want to keep that line with my shoulder blade. So when I pull down, okay, I want to pull my shoulder down and back. Okay, now this is going to be easier for people to try and stop their upper trap working so hard because they're actually pulling down, which makes their lower trap work a little bit harder. I'm still using lats and rhomboids, but I'm making sure that when I pull down, I'm not coming up because I'm going down angle. So you've got to think shoulder blade down, and you notice keeping the elbow straight. Okay, I don't want to, like before, I don't want to bend my elbow at the start. Okay, I want to pull down with my elbow straight. Then, like before, when I pull my elbow through, I keep pulling my shoulder blade in the same direction. So down and back. So retraction and depression as I pull through, use my bicep, my lats into here, okay? Same drill, you reverse it out. You can't let it pop forward early, all right? It's got to stay down and back. And think about this, you can watch it. Keep it down and back as I return this hand. So my shoulder blade is pinned down, and then when my elbow starts straightening out, then I think about letting the shoulder go forward and getting pulled towards the anchor point. So there's the eccentric phase there. So my shoulder blade is then up, right? But at the bottom, it's down, okay? What you don't want to be is the shoulder blade to be up at the bottom, okay? So when my hand's down at the bottom, the shoulder blade is not allowed to be up. That's your upper trap working too hard, and it's the other muscles letting go and letting it right up. So just make sure when you're doing this one that all those mechanics are correct. You pull shoulder blade down and back, pulling through, hold it down and back when you turn, and then release it off, and you can't go wrong. All right, the third pulling exercise, we're going to try and mimic a chin-up or a pull-up, meaning we're going to be vertical under the bar. Now this one's going to be a little bit easier for you thinking about your shoulder blade going down because you're just pulling in a vertical line. So this will really help you with not using your trap when you do a pull-up. However, you've still got to work on it. So if I'm basically vertical, okay, I might be a little bit away from it, but I'm certainly not on the big angle like a pull down. When I pull this down, I've got to think, don't go with your hand and your elbow first, okay? Don't end up trying to pull there and muscle your way up there and let that shoulder pop up. You don't want that, okay? So you don't want down and up like that, okay? That's the bad mechanics. What you want to aim for is think, don't bend your elbow, almost think about pulling down with your lats this time. So you think, pull my lats on to get my shoulder blade down, which is what you're going to do when you do a chin-up anyway, is get that down with a straight elbow, okay, and see if you can get your shoulders down as far as you can. Then the hardest thing is not letting it pop up when you bend your elbow. So when I bend my elbow, I don't want it rising like that. And that's the thing, the common thing we see is people go, oh, okay, I can come down, and then as soon as they bend the elbow, they let go, all right? So you've got to think down, stay down. And the trick is keep thinking about pulling down your shoulder when you pull your hand down. Don't just think, oh, pull my hand down, because you'll forget about the shoulder. Keep the shoulder down as you pull your hand down. So when you get to the bottom, both things are down, all right? Also, that shoulder is back. It's not forward, okay? That's the other thing. You make sure you keep it back and down. Then you reverse it out. Same drill as before. Keep that down, keep it back. Let the hand go up, vertical, and then let the shoulder start rising, going with the hand. So by the time you're fully up, as in your body is down on a chin-up, your shoulder is up. So you think if the body's down, shoulder and hand up. Then to get the body up, you're going to go shoulder down, pull back and down as you pull your hand down. Keep pulling, 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 pulling. To that point, then hold it down, return it, don't let it pop up. And this is hard. If you're doing a chin-up pull-up and the weight load is on, it's difficult. So if you get to the point where you're doing pull-ups and chin-ups and you're always popping your shoulder up, maybe you're not strong enough for your body weight and you need to use like an assistance band or assistance machine to take the load off so you can actually do the mechanics properly. So that's your pull-up. Last one in the series of the row mechanics is your TRX or a suspension trainer. So this is very similar to a pull-up or chin-up because you're doing the same movement. You're doing a closed chain movement where your hands aren't moving but your body is, but you're more in a row position, okay, or more in a pull-down position because you're on an angle. Now some people can do this all the way flat. So some people start here and do their rows, all right? Other people are way down here and almost doing a supine row, okay? So I'll show you for, say, on a bit of an angle like this. When you're doing a row like this, again, the same rules apply. I want to pull up, okay? So therefore, I'm putting my shoulder blades back first. What I don't want to do is pull with my arms first, okay? And a lot of people, they go, okay, hands, pull with my hands, they grip with their hands and bend the elbows and forget all about their shoulder blades. And their shoulder blades don't even retract. They just stay forward like this, okay? Which is not great because all you're doing is shoulder movement, not shoulder blade movement, all right? So you don't get the engagement at the back as much. It's just shoulders like that and arms. So what I want you to aim for is before you bend your elbows, pull your shoulder blades back so your body is going up and forward. See that? All right? And you can practice a little bit, like you can just go, okay, can I just do my shoulder blades like that? So you pull your body up, your chest forward, your shoulder blades back and down, then you pull through to bring yourself up. And at that point, I should be fully retracted at the top. So here, protracted, retract most of the way, pull through and bend your elbows and retract and keep retracting and keep down, then keep retracted as you return, and then when you get your arms nearly straight, you then protract again without dropping your body or dipping or anything like that. So it is a same sort of concept movement. You just close chains. It feels a little bit different. You pull through, pull up, return, and pull back, which is very similar to the chin-up one we showed you earlier. Okay, so that movement of pulling down and back and pulling through, when I go down, okay, I want to keep my shoulder blade back as I return the hand before I release. And it's a common one that people don't do. They might get everything right, they get their shoulders down, they pull their shoulders back, they pull through, and then they just let their shoulders go right at the start. Okay, so don't be like that. Try and make sure you're reversing exactly the way you came up. So you hold and then release at the bottom. Okay, and that goes the same for the chin up. So there's your 4. I hope that helps your mechanics. If you've got mechanics that are just not quite looking right, try those 4, make sure you get them right. We'll see you next time.